Good morning, children. In this module, we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. So, what are chemical properties? The chemical changes cause a substance to change into an entirely new substance with a new chemical formula. Like if you take milk, it is converted into sour milk because of action of bacteria. When sodium bicarbonate is uh, mixed in water, it produces carbon dioxide, which you could see as effervescence. The liquid hydrogen combine with liquid oxygen to form hot gas, which give lift to the rocket. When copper is exposed to moist air, it reacts to form copper carbonate, which gives green color tint on the copper vessels. The silver combine with the sulfur and form a tarnish on the surface of the silver. When the wood is burnt, it is converted into charcoal. So these are few examples for chemical properties. So chemical changes are also known as chemical reactions. The ingredients of the reactions are called as reactants, and the end results are called as products. Corrosion is also an example for chemical reaction. In this, the metal weakens and eventually destroys. Most of the metal corrode, but different metals corrode at different rates. Non-metals do not corrode. When a copper vessel is exposed to moist air for a long time, it develops a green layer on its surface. The copper oxide combines with carbon dioxide to make copper carbonate, which gives green color. That's why the Statue of Liberty has turned to green in color. So in this, the copper pipe reacts with the water and forms the green copper carbonate. Similarly, the rust is formed on iron when it is exposed to moist air. So this is ferrous hydroxide. Now we'll see a reaction with oxygen. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. So here you could see a magnesium ribbon is burnt. So when magnesium metal is burnt, it reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. It burns to form a white powder of magnesium oxide. The magnesium ribbon burns with bright white light, and intense heat is also produced in this reaction. When this metal oxide reacts with water, it forms base, and with acids it forms salt. So this is magnesium oxide combined with water to form magnesium hydroxide. So you can test the solution whether it is basic or acid with the help of litmus paper. It is actually made of wood cellulose and lichens. When it is dipped into the basic solution, the red or blue litmus turns to blue in color. When it is dipped in acid, they turn to red in color. If the solution is neutral, there is no change in the color. So metal oxides are basic in nature. They turn red litmus paper blue color. Now we'll see non-metals. So sulfur, when it burns in air or oxygen on gentle heating with the pale blue flame. So it produces a colorless sulfur dioxide. When sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water, sulfurous acid is formed. Oxides of non-metals are acidic. It means it turns the blue litmus paper to red. Non-metals are active in air. Such non-metals are stored in water. For example, phosphorus. So phosphorus catches fire if it is exposed to air. It spontaneously ignites in air at about room temperature. So to prevent contact with air, it is stored in water. Here you could see phosphorus is burning in air. Now we'll see reaction with water. So here lithium, sodium and potassium, they react vigorously with water. That's why lithium is stored under petroleum jelly and sodium and potassium are stored inside kerosene. So they give out heat energy. When they give out heat energy, we call that reaction as exothermic reaction. So this is lithium, sodium and potassium. So lithium combined with water to form lithium hydroxide. Sodium combined with water to form sodium hydroxide. Potassium combined with water to form potassium hydroxide. So all the alkali metal react vigorously with cold water. Magnesium reacts with hot water to form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen. Metals like aluminium, iron and zinc does not react either with cold or hot water. Now we'll see non-metals. Non-metals usually don't react with water. But non-metal oxides do react with water and produce acids. So non-metal oxides react with water to form acids. So sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, they react with water which is present in the atmosphere and they convert into sulfuric acid and nitric acid. And they fall down as acid rain. Sulfur dioxide can dissolve in water to form sulfurous acid. Sulfur dioxide is a major component of the acid rain since it mixes with vapor in the atmosphere reacting to produce sulfuric acid. Now we'll see reaction of metals with acids. When metals reacts with acids, a salt and hydrogen is produced. So metal reacts with acid and they form salt and release hydrogen. So magnesium reacts with nitric acid and form magnesium nitrate. Calcium combined with hydrochloric acid and form calcium chloride salt. Iron combined with hydrochloric acid and they form iron chloride. Aluminium combined with sulfuric acid and they form aluminium sulfate. So all these things are salt and hydrogen gas is liberated. A pop sound comes from the small explosion formed by the burning of hydrogen with oxygen. So when the metal is added to the acid, hydrogen gas is liberated, and when a burning splint is brought near it, a popping sound is heard. So this confirms the presence of hydrogen gas. Non-metals do not react with acids. Reaction of metals with bases. So zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide and water to form sodium zincate and hydrogen gas. So here this is sodium zincate and hydrogen gas is liberated. Aluminium reacts with potassium hydroxide and water to produce potassium tetrahydroxenate, aluminate and hydrogen. So all the metals do not react with bases. Some metals are chemically very reactive, like aluminum and zinc, whereas other metals are less reactive. Many non-metals react with bases to form salts. So reaction of non-metals with bases are quite complex. They react with bases to form salt. The reaction of calcium hydroxide and chlorine gives bleaching powder. Next we'll see displacement reaction. So displacement reaction is a chemical reaction in which a more reactive element displaces a less reactive element from its compound. Both metals and nonmetals take part in displacement reaction. So in this we have copper sulfate solution, and when iron is added to it, the copper is deposited in it and iron sulfate is formed. That's why the color is green in color. So because of this iron sulfate, the solution is green in color. When copper is added to silver nitrate, copper displaces silver. So copper is more reactive than silver, so it will displace silver nitrate solution. So when magnesium is placed in copper sulfate solution, copper metal deposits on magnesium and the blue color of solution pales. So here is copper sulfate solution, and here you could see it is peeling away. Now we'll see displacement reaction in non-metal. So chlorine can displace bromine from non-metal salt solution like metal because it is more reactive than bromine. Here is the example. So chlorine reacts with potassium bromide to form potassium chloride and bromine. So this is potassium chloride and this is the bromine solution. So with this we come to an end, children, of this lesson. Please go through the points given here. So answer the questions given below here, children. Thank you, children.